Wonder how much more is going to happen with Damien. Apparently he said he's going to write to us, so we'll see about that. In the meantime, we'll do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Maybe. Maybe possibly that'll work. Perhaps. Yay! Succession. Succession? Succeeding? I don't know. As I'm walking across the grounds, I see a group of people up ahead near a makeshift sign. When I get closer, I can see that it reads Dance Lessons, $20. Dance lessons? Jacob suddenly steps up from the crowd and bows to me. That's the name of the game. I promise to make you light on your feet so you can make a better showing at the May Day ball. How exactly? I'll dance with you. Give you a few pointers. Isn't $20 a little bit high price for a single dance? I'm worth every dime, babe. No, really, it's a fundraiser. Every class is expected to contribute to the ball. And since this is the first formal dance some people will have been to, this will give them a chance to polish off those rough edges. Oh, I'm so close to my wings, though. No. I'll pass. Suit yourself. Thanks for the offer, though, Jacob. I would have said yes otherwise. On my way out of the room, I find a little envelope with my name on it. And a blue flower. I still want to know what his thing is with blue flowers. Is it just because he's blue? It must be a note from Damien. But how did it get here? Excellent question. Ooh, a new secret admirer? Let me see. Wait! But before I can stop her, she snatches the envelope from my hands. Give that back! Virginia! What's going on? She stole my mail. I'll give it back in a minute. She opens the envelope and pulls out a card. I cringe, hoping he hasn't said anything too incriminating. What are the chances of that? Wait a minute, this card is blank. Phew! I hope you put a spell on it so that only I can read it. Serves you right, peeking at someone else's things. Sorry. I grab the envelope back and stuff it into my pocket. I better get some distance from these two before I take a closer look. I can't believe he would really send a blank letter. No. That was good thinking on his part, though. At first glance, the card inside is empty of text, but when I touch it, I see letters start to form. Dear Cutie, I'm doing better now. Seeing you was the splash of cold water I needed to drag myself from the waking nightmare I've been living. I have begun to assemble what remains of my resources, and taken a hotel room under an alias in glamour. You should be pleased to hear that I've also had a shower and a meal, although the food here is nothing compared to the Glen. I will need my strength in order to plan a new life, now that everything is gone. I have keyed this letter to your blood so that it should appear blank to eavesdroppers. I will write to you again soon. Yours, Damien. I don't know if eavesdroppers is the right term for this. Nosy know-it-alls, maybe? Well, I guess he's pulling himself together a bit now. That's good, right? But how can we trust anything he says? I don't know. I just don't know. There's another message from Damien. This time I managed to get it out of the way before prying eyes can see. Dear Cutie, I don't know what to do. I was meant to be a prince of demons, to ascend in power and carve out my own otherworld territory. I have sworn minions and alliances waiting for my call, and a castle of my own. Small and crude, only a starting point, but mine. But I can't bring you there alive, not for years until you have the strength. Would you like to live in a castle? I should have asked. I can live somewhere else, as long as you'll come and see me. I need you. I'll conquer the world for you if you want. Tell me how I can please you. I don't know what to do. Yours, Damien. Good grief. You losing it, Damien? Sounding kind of crazy. Man, Prince of the Demons. 2 princes in this game. One a real prince, and this one is evil. Evil, evil. I can't exactly tell him how to please me when he hasn't left a return address. Oh, cutie. You're so droll. Conquer the world for me, huh? I bet he'd kill people for me if I asked him to. Why would I think that? Oh dear, he probably would. I'd better get to class. And by class, I mean my bedroom to study. Another note from Damien has arrived? He's sending one every day. Good grief, and I thought I wasn't going to hear from him at all. Dear Cutie, would you like servants? I can give you that. Would you like jewels, silk gowns, a seat in government? Would you like to see a unicorn? They don't often leave the other world, but one could be summoned. Dragons are easier. Are there enemies that you wish me to punish? I could crush them or force them to worship you, whichever you'd like. Anything you'd like if you will be mine. Yours, Damien. I'm starting to worry about what he might think of next to impress me. Yeah. Slightly worrying, for sure. When I look outside, I can't find a note anywhere. Whew. Did I miss it? Virginia didn't say anything about finding one. I hope he hasn't run off to do anything crazy. I don't have any enemies for him to enslave, at least. Or do I? Do I? I don't know. Do I? Wouldn't mind having Kyo as my slave, I guess. Mail's delivered. There's a letter for me. No flower this time, but I recognize Damien's handwriting. I stash it in a pocket, out of sight. You missed a day, man. I am very angry at you. I go to the library to find some privacy and quiet to look over my mail. This letter is different from the others. It is a full letter, not a card, and the top of the paper contains a return address at last. I can write back if I want to answer what he says. My love, you are that, don't you know? My downfall, my greatest weakness, and my beloved. The sight of you brought me out of my madness, but brought me to a new danger, for you can crush me with a word. I need you more than life. It was wrong of me to offer to crush your enemies, wasn't it? I shouldn't do such things. Unless you want me to. I'm not a good person, Cutie. I will never be a hero or a saint. My first impulses will always be cruel ones. But I can hold them back if you want me to. I need you to guide me. I need you to give me direction or I am lost. You have torn my world apart, and only you can put it back together. I want to pledge myself to you, and only you. I want it to be public. I want everyone to see me kneel to you, to see that you have claimed me and I have been defeated, and I belong to you. I want to be yours as you are mine. But of course it is too soon for you to accept my eternal fealty. I would be happy with the next best thing. I would like to be your escort to the May Day ball. Unfortunately, there is a problem with that plan. I am no longer welcome on the Iris Academy grounds. Will you fight my cause with Potsdam? Yours always, Damien. I fanned my face absently with his letter. Oh, Damien, dramatic as always. Is he really willing to face the whole school? Most of whom hate him, some of whom would probably like to attack him on sight, and declare that he's my guy? For keeps? For keepsies? Or is this just a trick to get Professor Potsdam to lift the wards and let him back into the school? He's fooled me before. Do I even want to go to the ball with him? I still don't know what he is, not really. Some sort of prince of demons used to servants and dark powers, and he wants to be mine, to do whatever I tell him. I could wield him like a weapon, or mold him into a better man. Well, I guess we have to. I'm sure this is gonna earn us some points with our roommates and other classmates. Weird points incoming. It was Professor Potsdam who banished Damien from the school because he was dangerous and evil. But surely she must believe in the power of love. And no matter what other questions there might be, I think it's clear that he does love me. Oh, is it clear? Oh. We just go into the middle of this conversation. You want me to do what? I know it sounds strange, but my Leverett, if I didn't know better, I would worry that he had cast a spell on you. Have you so soon forgotten that Mr. Ramsay nearly killed you? But he didn't. He couldn't. He had already changed his mind before you arrived. Even if you believe that, he wounded you badly. Perhaps he changed his mind. Perhaps he will change it again. Can you truly trust him? I don't know, but if he's really giving up all his evil plans and looking for a fresh start, don't you want to encourage that? He has had 4 years of second chances. I gave him every opportunity to abandon his scheme. You knew what he was planning to do? So you knew exactly what he was planning to do? Potsdam, you were one of my favorite characters. Don't tell me you knew this whole time. I know many things. I had my hopes for that young man and his future. But the line has been crossed, and I must not show him any support now. You said yourself Damien hasn't committed any crime. And I said myself that it did not matter. Not for me, and not for this school. Do you hear that? All of you? All? It's only at that point that I look around and realize we have an audience. Uh-oh. Other students staring at me as if they think I've lost my mind. Cutie, you may have wanted to approach her in a private classroom somewhere instead of in the hallway. Now you got 10 weird points. Whoops! Oop, that! Oh my. Time traveling. There we go. There are acts for which being sorry is not good enough. Gaining the forgiveness of your victim is not good enough. Being technically legal is not good enough. You do not cross me. You shall not pass. Little sparks fly from the ends of her multicolored hair. With the way she acts, sometimes it's easy to forget that she's a very old and very powerful witch. Noted. Now, if that was all you wanted... She leaves me alone in a crowd of whispers. Damien and brainwashing being first among them. I guess I'll have to write to Damien and tell him that he's not allowed to come to the ball. What else should I do today? I will go to the mall, I guess, and see if I can get my wings. I hope. If I hadn't wasted all my money on bingo, I would have got it way before now. Huh? I thought I went to the magic store already. No? Oh, I got it! Just in time. Mysterious wings can be clipped to the back of a robe to add a devilish air. But these wings are not real and will not allow you to fly. Weird plus 10. Might as well. Let's do it. Alright, let's not forget to put that on. Now we got no monies. Can't believe I made it. Uh-oh. Cutie! What? Is it true? Did you really forgive Damien? What? You wouldn't. Well, that's not exactly what happened. Oh, really? Because I heard that you asked Professor Potsdam to let him come to the ball because he's your boyfriend now. That's kind of true. But... Cutie! What is wrong with you? On top of everything else, he actually tried to kill you. He changed his mind. That is no excuse. How could you? How could you forgive him after all that? I'll see. I wonder if one of them will just have them continue to be angry at me, or if I can actually salvage this somehow. Because I love him. Because I love him. I know it's crazy. I know it's bad for me. I know I shouldn't, but I love him anyway. And he feels the same way about me. He loves me even if it kills him. My roommates stare at me, and I shift awkwardly in place. Get out. Uh-oh. Let's reload. It might not change anything, but... I mean, I understand where Virginia and Cutie are coming... Virginia and Ellen are coming from. People can change. Everyone deserves a second chance. He wants my help to make him a better person and keep him from doing wrong. How can I say no to that? Yeah. My roommates stare at me and I shift awkwardly in place. Get out. What? If you're going back to him after everything he's done, then I don't want anything to do with you. You're destroying yourself, so I may as well say goodbye now. You don't mean that. Oh. Ellen? I agree with Virginia. After everything we've been through, guys. But this is my room. You can come back at night to sleep. Fine. Really? I stomp out into the hallway, then lean back against the wall and slide to the floor. Who needs them anyway? If they were really my friends, they would support me. Right? Right? Well, it's a good thing we have our wings now. Yeah! Looking good. Oh dear, let's read our diary. Postcards from the Edge. Damien has started writing to me, telling me how he is trying to put his life back together. Castles in the Sky. Damien claims he has a castle in the other world where he was supposed to rule, but now he's not sure what to do. He wants to be with me. He offered to take over the world for me. He might even have meant it. Sparkling Dreams. Damien is trying to offer me anything I want. Riches, magical wonders, or power over people I don't like. Unforgiven. Professor Potsdam is not willing to allow Damien back onto campus to attend the May Day ball. Fallout. My roommates found out that I've been speaking to Damien again, and they got angry and threw me out of my own room. And I can't really blame them. So that happened. So apparently next week there's 2 different endings, so we're gonna try and get them both. And, yeah, I guess we'll do that now. Next week. We'll drink some water while we load there. This is it. The end of the school year. 2 more days of classes, then final exams, then the ball, and then we go home. I guess I will... Can I still study in the room? Do I want to push it? How about we do black and study? There we go. Oh. Music's catching. Look at my wings! Aw, man, wish I had this earlier. On Tuesday morning, someone knocks on our door. Good morning! Here are your exam schedules for the day! She hands us a piece of paper. Wait, there's a mistake. We're all scheduled for the same time. Didn't you know? The final's a group exam. Does that mean if one of us fails, we all fail? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. We were fairly calm about that whole thing. After the class period, we arrive for our exam as instructed. All 3 of us. Hello, my spirited fillies! Today's exam works a bit differently than usual. You're all going into the dungeon together. Your task is to find the crystal orb and use your energy to light it up before time runs out. It will not be easy to find, and you will face many dangers, so you need to work together to conquer this challenge. Good luck! She claps her hands and the world starts to spin. For a moment after the teleport, I'm not sure what's happened. All around is complete blackness. Am I in a dungeon? Am I lost somewhere in a void? I'm standing on something, I think. Then Ellen casts a light spell and our surroundings become dimly visible. We are in a vast dark space, empty and silent, far from any wall or landmark. Put that light out, it might attract monsters. But we can't see.
If we all huddle around it, the light won't get far.
We crouch closer together. Okay, now what? We wait for a moment, but this time no booming voice speaks overhead. Apparently, Professor Potsdam's instructions are all that we get. The rest is up to us.
Wait, before we start, we should talk.
Oh, now you want to talk to me?
I wanted to talk to you before. I just wasn't sure you'd listen.
She won't. It's a waste of time.
We have to try. Cutie, you and Damien, you can see why we're upset, can't you?
It's not about you.
That's why. Forget that it's you and him for a moment. Imagine that you had a friend who kept going back to a girlfriend who was hurting him and lying to him. Wouldn't you try to stop him?
Maybe, but that's not how this is. Everything's different now. He wants to change. See, she's not listening. She's got bat wings and everything. She's totally gone.
People always say they'll change, and they don't.
You don't know him, either of you. You never did.
We know you, and we care about you. I'm afraid you're going to get seriously hurt.
She already was.
Next time there might not be a professor to save you, so it's up to us. I don't want to do this, but if it's the only way to show you how important this is, I want you to promise me. I want you to swear a solemn oath that you'll never speak to Damien again. Or else...
Or else what?
Or else I quit and we all fail the final.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't want to. But I don't know what else to do. If that's what it takes for you to understand that I'm serious, then...
Virginia, you're not going to let her do this, are you? It was her idea. I don't care that much about my grades anyway. What do you care? You're already making yourself miserable. What does it matter if you make Ellen miserable too?
So make your choice. Will you promise that it's over with Damien?
You guys are actually very good friends. I'm just gonna say that aside from Cutie being stupid. Because I agree with you guys. Okay. Final save, I hope. I'll promise first, and then we'll refuse later. Fine. If that's what it takes, I promise never to speak to Damien again. The year is almost over anyway, and since he can't come to the ball, they're not going to see him with me, even if I meet up with him later in the summer.
Thank you!
She grabs me into a hug. Aw.
I'm sorry we've been horrible. I was so worried. But now everything's going to be okay, and we can...
Work on finishing this exam?
Right.
Well, let's see which way we need to go. She casts a spell and the air around us swirls faintly. That's strange. That usually gives me a direction.
I guess we'll have to look the hard way. The crystal has to be out there somewhere.
This place is huge, and we have a time limit. We need a plan.
I have an idea.
They both stop and look at each other.
We need to find the crystal. That's the goal. That's how we win.
We need to find the boss monster. There's bound to be one, and if we don't handle the main threat, it could sneak up on us. How about we've never done this before. What we need to do is find the way out. We're lost here. If we walked away from this spot, we couldn't find it again. But there has to be a wall somewhere, and we can follow that to the exit.
But we can't use the exit if we haven't found the crystal.
It will be easier to search for everything else if we have a reference point we can count on.
I suppose that makes sense.
So how do you want to do it then? We should spread out as far as we can still see each other, and then just walk straight until we find an edge. This can't go on forever.
Don't forget those spells that make you change direction. We might need to leave a trail.
Those traps only hit one person at a time. If we keep watching each other, we'd notice. I'll use inscription. I'll use inscription to mark our path with arrows. Carefully, we make our way into the dark. Helen was right, there are traps in the way. However, our precautions are enough to keep us from getting lost. Oh. At long last, we find our way through the dim and dark to a dungeon wall. Unfortunately, there are no clues about where to go next. It appears to stretch on forever in both directions. Now what?
We've used a lot of time already.
We need to pick which way to go. We could split up, but we might not have time to find each other again. If we rolled boulders and listened for when they hit, we could tell which way is closest to something interesting.
Those are too small to roll.
Can either of you cast stone shape?
Alright.
Go, Ellen. Oh, nice. Now we only have to roll it. Left first, I think. Someone push it? Someone want to give it a push to the left?
Sure.
Thanks, Virginia. She pushes the boulder and it rolls away. We wait patiently, but can't hear anything. If it hit a wall, it must have been a long way off. Go the other way. Well, that way's a dud. We should go the other way.
If we spread out like before, we can sweep through this area.
Let's move.
We hurry through the darkness, keeping an eye out for any sign of monsters or treasure. And then I step on a pressure plate and feel invisible knives slicing at my legs. My quiet yelp warns the others to be careful, but I've definitely taken some damage. I'm now at about 69% health. Yelp! I'll just ignore it. It's not that bad. I can keep going. We move on, now watching our feet for further trouble, when suddenly Virginia calls out, "Monsters incoming!" Whoa! Fire! Fire! A burst of flames explodes around Virginia's position, sending dark figures scattering. There are at least 3 of them out there. Oh. Something I can't quite see reaches out of the darkness, clawing at me. I'm hurt. I'm down to about 43% health. Do I have... I'll fight. A quick spell disposes of the grasping gremlin. Once I'm not being attacked anymore, I take a quick look around. Virginia appears to have triumphed over most of the little beasties, but a yelp from Ellen shows that she's still struggling with one. Do I have enough magic? I cast a spell to slash the monster and it falls to the ground defeated. Ellen flashes me a grateful smile. Aw.
Got him! We must be getting close now.
We hurry onward, looking every which way for a sign of the crystal. Finally, Ellen calls out that she sees something. There it is. Finally. How do we make it work?
I don't know. She said we should put our energy into it.
Look, there are little indentations around the edge. I think we put our hands there.
Virginia steps closer and touches the rim of the pedestal. Energy sparkles to life within the crystal. My turn now. I feel a strange rushing sensation as power flows out of me and into the crystal. Finally, Ellen approaches the crystal. When she touches it, it throbs with light. Did we do it? The familiar sensation of teleportation washes over us. Well, we did it. We find ourselves standing in the sunlight on the main quad. Congratulations, all of you! You have successfully completed your freshman year. That will be 5 merits for each of you. Now go and relax. You have a dance coming up to enjoy. We did it. We're done. At least on this save file. There are no classes today or tomorrow. Everyone's relaxing, making plans for the dance, and getting their pictures taken for the yearbook. Funny, at my old school, picture day was near the beginning of the year, but here it's almost literally last minute. The whole thing has to be finished overnight. Well, let's see if we see Damien, because we... Oh, hold on. Sorry. We did promise not to see him anymore. This is it. The last day. After the dance, my parents will come and take me home. I don't have a date for the dance, but that doesn't mean I can't go. I'll find some way to entertain myself. So now I need to get ready. Party dress. Yay, I still have my wings. Da-da-da-da. That looks good. This is going to be just the one save file anyway. Might spend a little more time on the second one. Want it to be kind of blue to match Damien. In the evening, I arrive at the freshly decorated gym in my finery, alone. The ceiling shimmers with translucent rainbow spheres like enormous soap bubbles that never burst. The walls are masked with climbing ivy and the stage is surrounded with flowers. The girl standing on the stage, I believe that's Corina, a senior from Snake Hall, wears a long white dress and a wreath of flowers and silver scars. She would look quite nice in that, actually. The dancing hasn't begun yet. First, every guest must process across the floor, alone or as couples, or sometimes in 3s and 4s, out to the stage and bow or curtsy before the Queen of the May as she welcomes us to her court. Then we stand aside for the next entrance and watch in silence. I suppose it means everyone has a chance to be seen in their fancy clothes. Fancy? The very last girl to walk up the aisle is a junior that I don't know, whose hair is both blonde and pink at the same time. Instead of curtsying before the stage, he walks up the stairs and kneels before Corina, who places the crown of flowers on her head. Everyone applauds, and then the music begins. The floor fills with romantic partners spinning this way and that. There's Ellen and Donald. Wait, when did that happen? Oh well, Ellen and Donald got together? Aww. I didn't know they were into each other. That's sweet. They would be good for each other too. Aww. It's a lovely dance. Everything is sparkling, even the refreshments. I only wish I had someone to share it with. A certain blue boy with wings. I slip out early from the festivities and go for a walk. It's calmer out here. I can still hear the music of the dance, in the distance, but without being buffeted by happy couples. Taking a seat on one of the benches, I look up at the stars and sigh. Why couldn't things have been different? Damien? Cutie? I turn to find someone unexpected standing there. Phew! Nice outfit. Looking more like a prince, I see. I leap to my feet, his name on my lips, and then suddenly freeze with my mouth half open. The look he's giving me. I'd almost forgotten. I promised my roommates that I'd never speak to him again. I wasn't even thinking about it, but it seems like my lips remember more than my mind does. It's actually hard to talk. I need to take a deep breath and clear my throat and try again. Why does it feel so difficult? Yep, we gotta greet him. This is not gonna end well, is it? What does it matter? My roommates aren't here. They'll never know I broke my promise. I swallow hard, then force a smile onto my face. Hello, Damien! You like my wings? Whoa, and then I stagger. What's going on? Cutie! Oh no, not that again! Something is very wrong. There's a burning feeling inside me. I clutch at Damien's hands for support before thinking to wonder, is he doing this? It's not like it was before, but it's not completely different either. What is happening to me? Oh boy, magic is just going away. Light and sound rushes into me without meaning, spiraling down, fading away. Oh, and it's gone. Cutie, what have you done? For a moment I can't understand him, and then, far too late, the knowledge coalesces? Things I was told back when I was only 13 and first discovering the magical world. Choices, promises, consequences. I swore a solemn oath that I would never speak to you again. I broke my vow. What? I didn't realize. I didn't remember that a witch's promises mean something. Your magic, it's gone? I'm sorry. You innocent. You have to come with me, now. What? Why? They'll be coming for you. Former witches aren't allowed to keep their memories. They'll wipe you clean and throw you away. You'll forget me. You'll forget everything. That's not fair. I have to get you away as fast as I can. Come on. He reaches for me and I hesitate. Don't hesitate. You have nothing to worry about. I'm not the one who took your magic. I'm not the one trying to take your mind. You don't have any power left for me to steal. Good point. But what will we do now? Find you new powers if we can, or revenge if we can't. But we have to run, now. I don't want to lose you. Without hesitation, I put my hand in his. Choose the man who loves me, who throw away his life for me, or choose to be brainwashed and abandoned. Easy call. Take me away. Oh yes. Cutie Patootie was never reported missing. Her parents made vague references to her— whoa, hold on. Walking in darkness, okay. Thank you, Trophy. Her parents made vague references to her being away at boarding school, when they remembered her at all. Her classmates, on the other hand, believed that she had returned home, abandoning her magic like many wild seeds before her. But Petunia Potsdam knew differently. There were dark forces on the move and dangers lurking for the unwary. And now Cutie was one of them. Her magic was gone, but with the help of her demon lover, she might still manage to take it back. She might yet have her revenge. That's awesome. Wow. Neat. Okay. So I guess that's the bad ending, where I'm an evil demon queen with Damien, the demon king. Well, let's see what the other route gives us. I liked that. That was good. I refuse. No, I won't.
I know it's wrong for me to try and force you like this, but what else am I supposed to do? We surrender! We give up!
After the exam, Professor Possum takes some time to talk to each of us. That didn't turn out very well, did it? It wasn't my fault. I didn't even get a chance to try. Oh, but you did have a chance. It was because you failed to resolve matters with your roommates that you were unable to complete the exam. Social ties are very important in our world, Cutie. We all must be able to rely on each other. I guess there's no introverted witches then. Here at school, you learn to cast spells, but you must also learn to build relationships that can count on in times of trouble. I guess I'm trying to say that you can count on in times of trouble. You might wish to speak to Miss Cochran for lessons on that subject. Unfortunately, I do have to assign 10 demerits to you now.
Yeah.
Since you're having so much trouble with your current roommates, I believe that next year we will move you to a different hall. Oh. You'll find the Sneak Girls more accepting of your choices. Right. Now relax. The worst is over. You have the dance coming up to enjoy. Except that I don't have a date for the dance, and she knows that. Unless she thinks I should forget about Damien and take someone else. But then why would she move me to Snake Hall instead of scolding me more about Damien? I just don't understand her. I just don't get it. Interesting. Okay, everyone's getting their pictures done. Weird that the school does it on the last day. Parents are gonna come. Now I need to get ready. Party dress. Put it on. Make it blue. Whoops. Oh dear, I think I went too far. Perfect. Done. Blue and purple for our guy. Alright, so we arrive alone. Everything's decorated so beautifully. Karina's looking beautiful as always. And all the people are showing off their fancy clothes. And then this weird girl who's got blonde and pink hair at the same time is the new Queen of the May. And then the music starts. And Ellen and Donald are apparently a thing. Wow! Congratulations, you two. And everything is so sparkly. If only we had someone to share it with. Let's go for a walk in the park, because now we can talk to him because we're not bound to any silly oaths. Why couldn't things have been different? Cutie? I turn to find someone unexpected standing there. Damien! Surprise. What are you doing here? Not that I'm not happy to see you, but I wanted to dance with you. But the wards don't affect me. You mean all this time you could have came? So have you been leaving the letters yourself? How are they not affecting you? Ah, let's dance a tango. He moves in close, putting his arm around my waist and pulling me against his body. His scent is smoke and spice, making my head spin. I told you, I was part of a plan. A demon born without a demon's weaknesses. I could have come back here at any time. Then, why did you ask me to ask Professor Potsdam? To see if you'd do it. All of a sudden, he lowers his face to my neck, placing his lips to my skin, and then biting painfully hard. Hey, you vampire. Easy. Ah! You promised not to hurt me if I came to you. I promised not to hurt you that day. Oh, crap. Now what are you gonna do? You're delicious when you tremble, my little wild seed. Am I going to have to fight him? Is he going to take my soul for realsies now? Oh, he looks happy. Just as quickly, he releases me. You should see your face. Right. Not cool, man. I told you. I came here to dance. With you. If I wanted to harm you, I could have done that any time. I just want you to know that you're mine. And I am yours. Oh. Does that mean I get to bite you now? He sweeps a low, elegant bow, befitting a demon prince. My lady, may I have this dance? He places a hand on my waist, more gently this time, and I put my hand in his. Together, slowly, we waltz to the sounds of a faraway song. After a while, Damien brushes back his hair and smiles at me. I should go before anyone sees me. When will I see you again? I don't know. I'll write you over the summer. There's still a lot to work out. Thank you for coming. Of course I came. Goodbye, cutie. For now. With a last wink and a blown kiss, Damien teleports away, leaving me alone in the night. But not for long. Uh-oh. Potsdam! You're always hiding behind things. Only moments after he's gone, someone else steps out of the shadows. So, that's what he was hiding. Professor Potsdam! You knew Damien was here? I know a lot of things. But you didn't attack him. What would I have learned that way? She taps a finger on my nose. You are the worst spy ever. Wheels and wheels, hatchling. If you're going to play his game, you'd better learn to think ahead. And put something on that mark before your parents see it. My hand flies to the sore spot on my neck. Right. Have a good night, dear. And maybe you should think about taking those wings off for the summer, too. I will never understand her, but I do like her. Still, the evening wasn't a complete loss, was it? I got my dance after all. True that. Ah! Got the good ending. Cutie Patootie and Damien Ramsey. Man, he really does have fancy clothes. And we got our wings together. How nice. And so the school year came to an end. We were freshmen no longer. Over the summer, we would look back at our yearbooks and remember the friends we had made while thinking about the adventures still to come. There's a lot of magic out there waiting. Oh, look! I've got snake hole robes! And they're pink! They don't match my eyes as well, but my wings match my actual robes better. That is awesome. Wow. Romance Damien Ramsey. Future career Otherworld agent. I like it. Voted most likely to pick up hot food without gloves. Okay. Remember that I am always here for advice if you need it. Petunia Potsdam.
I'm sorry things turned out badly. I hope we can still be friends.
Ellen. Aw. Thank you, Ellen.
See you next year.
Minnie Cochran. Man, Ellen really was a good friend. Virginia just gets angry at you so easily. Oh, Ellen, I'm sorry that I didn't listen to you this time around, but anyway, wow. So that was the Damien Ramsey storyline, everybody. Thanks for watching. Oh, wow, so many twists and so many save files. Okay, so now that that's over, I'm going back to Royal Trap very briefly, just to do Dolores' route. And then we may be coming back for one more route in Magical Diary. See if you can guess who. Anyway, I'll catch you later, guys. Until then, see you later.